This evening at around 1840 hours, suspected ADF terrorists killed 2 tourists and the driver of the tourist vehicle, which they also banned. During the attack, along Katunguru, this incident occurred along Katunguru, Mwea, Katwe Road in Queen Elizabeth National Park. UPDF forces are pursuing the terrorists and they will account for their acts. ADF has tried to intensify retaliatory attacks after being hit hard inside the DRC by our air component. We shall even increase the pressure on them, and the ways of protecting our people from the terrorist acts are on. The population is therefore requested to be vigilant and cooperate with our forces, especially in areas along our frontiers with DRC. No, the highway is fully under control. These are just sleeping. They sleep through because they are in a small group of about 5. So they can afford to hide from detection, hit, and then run. That's what they did the other time on the road. That's what they have done this time. So it's not about the highway not under control. The highway is usable. It's only that these are isolated incidents.
Our hearts go to the families of these tourists and the Ugandan who was killed. It's very unfortunate, but certainly all is being done to ensure that this group is punished. The identities have been given by Uganda Wildlife Authority. That's the area. Secondly, like I indicated, this is an isolated incident. You remember the last time they attacked our parks was in Windy. How many years ago? And that time they were, I think they were rebels from DRC. So this is the first time ADF has attacked in the national park. It's the same region as the attack of last week in the same general area. What I want to assure the tourists is that isolated as I've indicated, certainly this won't happen again. There are resources that we have had to put in place in terms of the technical intelligence capabilities to ensure that we monitor the movements in the national parks. Number 2, you are aware that the national parks have their own security. The Uganda Wildlife Authority has its own security that is reinforced with UPDF. So this vigilance will continue. They don't have to worry. It's like travelers, a motorist gets involved in a motor accident. You don't stop traveling. What we are sure is that the security agencies have certainly intensified their efforts to ensure that this group which entered the park will be annihilated very soon. So I don't think it is about weakness of intelligence. It's an opportunity they saw, they exploited, and managed to infiltrate. And 2, in my humble view, a terrorist can only succeed if you, security and the population, did not look out for them or were not vigilant. And that's why you see constantly we are talking about vigilance, because the first front line against terrorism is vigilance. This incident, unfortunate as it is isolated, and I would appeal we treat it that way. So did you have the question? Where could they have come? They came from Congo, not could have. They came from DRC. And we are sure it's ADF. The fact that we have not had these attacks before is not because terrorists have abandoned their desire. It's the vigilance on both security and the population that enables us to nip their efforts or their plans in the bud. So yes, sleeper cells exist. And that's why we keep on drumming. And you remember when we did the caution some few weeks ago, a month ago, Some people thought it was politics. You remember? Now, what are they saying? Don't you think they owe an apology to the country? Those who prayed about our warnings? And then when the US issued an alert, then they said, hey, what are you going to do? But we have been telling you. You pay us to serve you. And so when we caution, we are aware, we have picked intelligence. And like I said, you can only succeed with a vigilant population and an alert security agency, and them working together.